Booktube. Alright, so I just did my August wrap up, which is why these digs might look really familiar to you. I took off the necklace because it was bugging me. And now I am going to do my September TBR. So here goes. I'm going to get right into that. So for the month of September, I'm only going to read 4 books, or at least only have 4 books on my TBR. We'll see how many books I actually get through. And so the first book that I plan on reading in September is Emma by Jane Austen. I'm going to be reading that on my iPad. I am reading it with my friends in real life, my friends Zalika and Ashley. And we are reading it because the two of them have never read a Jane Austen book, even though they really, really like the they really like the movies that are based on Jane Austen novels, the BBC movies and stuff of that sort. And so they thought we should probably read a Jane Austen novel. And I've read Jane Austen before. I've read Pride and Prejudice, and I was actually not that impressed. I know that's like blasphemy on Booktube. Like, Pride and Prejudice is probably like one of the most beloved books here on Booktube, but it's not my favorite at all. And so far, I'm about like 3 or 4 chapters into Emma, and it's not my favorite either. So far, the only thing I'm really liking about Emma is that it keeps reminding me of the movie Clueless. And I know that the movie Clueless is obviously based on Emma, and I should give that book props for being the book that gave my, that provided, you know, this basic storyline for one of my favorite movies. But at the same time, I keep asking myself, would I really want to read a book about, with the Clueless storyline? Like, maybe not. I don't know. But since I am reading this with my friends who I actually know, I feel kind of obligated to complete this book. So I have until the end of the month. And who knows, maybe my opinion will change. I do like the writing of I love the way Jane Austen writes. I just don't like the stories that she tells. Like, they're just not that interesting to me. But I do love the way that she writes, and I think she's really funny. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'll get some enjoyment out of it, even if I don't completely, totally love it. So, I'm reading Emma by Jane Austen. The second book that I'm reading is The Internal Enemy by Alan Taylor. I think there's a little bit of a glare. Sorry about that. Got this from my library. I saw it displayed on a shelf, and I decided to get it because I haven't read hardly any nonfiction this year, like, at all. I don't think the only nonfiction I read was 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northrop, and so I haven't really read that much nonfiction. And this book won the Pulitzer Prize for nonfiction this year, and it just looked really interesting, and it actually is, like, incredibly fascinating. I'm about 30 pages in, I think. No, 85 pages in. Like, I've been reading this a lot. I was shocked at how much I've been getting through it. It's just really fascinating. It's about slavery, and about how African American slaves who ran away during the Revolutionary War and so on and so forth, they're kind of defected to the British in a hope of getting their freedom. And it's about their contributions to different war efforts, and about the ways in which the Americans kind of created their own enemies by through slavery. And there's just like a lot of other really fascinating things going on. I might do a review of it once I finish it, because I am really, really into it, and I didn't think I would be, especially for like a history book. So it's really big though, so I don't know if I'll finish this in September, but I'm definitely going to be chugging through it, so we'll see what happens with that one. And third book that I'm reading in September is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I am really excited to read this. This is one of my best friends in the world, his favorite book, And I know a lot of people who really, really, really love this book. And so I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's one of those modern classics. So, and it's considered, I think it's considered like the beginning of like, not the beginning, but like a really good example of magical realism. And so I'm really excited to read it. I read the first chapter and I really liked it. I liked the sort of like folktale kind of myth feel to it. You know, like you're hearing a story being told around a campfire type thing, like a family myth or folktale being given. I really like that feel. So I'm looking forward to completing this in September. And then the last book that I'm reading is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I'm going to, unless I get really, really lucky and the 16 people that are ahead of me gets like knocked off the face of the earth or just all decided they don't want to read Gone Girl anymore, I am going to probably have to buy it. I think I'm probably going to buy the ebook version of it though. But I'm reading it as a part of the Readalong that Max at Well Done Books and Liz at Liz Loves Literature is hosting. They're hosting a read-along this month for Gone Girl. Basically, if you want to participate, you just update your social media accounts with the hashtag XOXOGoneGirl, and you will automatically be participating in a read-along. And I'll probably put a link to their video about the read-along in the down bar. I'm also reading it because Steve reads books. Loved that book. He's been raving about it for like the past month or so, and so he's made me really excited to read it. So that'll be a really nice fluffy read to read along with the kind of bigger heavy that I'm reading this month. So, yep, that's my TBR. If you are reading any of these books, let me know. Or if you've read these books, you can let me know what I have to look forward to. And that's all for today. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, Booktube.